Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sash Reads, and this is going to be my October wrap-up. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sasha, you don't usually do wrap-ups. What's going on? I did not vlog anything that I read in the month of October. So I thought I would do a wrap-up to talk about the 10 books that I read. I also thought I'd only read 6 books this month. So when I actually wrote it all down, I realized it was actually 10. So there's a bit more than I want to talk about. But anyway, they're all very good books. Let's just get into it. Let's talk about stats. I read, like I said, 10 books all up, 3,007 pages, which is pretty cool. I had 4 5-star reads, 4 4-star reads, and 2 3-star reads. My favorite book of the month is probably a toss-up between The Graveyard Shift by Maria Lewis and Madame by Sarah Kate. And I will talk about both very soon. My worst book of the month probably goes to, which is really going to kill me, but Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate. I also read 3 ebooks, listened to 5 audiobooks, and read 2 books physically. So let's get into the books. First of all, I started off the month of spooky season with The Dare by Harley LaRue, and I went into this thinking it was going to be sick, it was going to be disgusting because it's been banned off Amazon, right? It's a short, smutty novella. Literally nothing. It wasn't that bad. We had some degradation kink, some humiliation kink. Nothing that I think would be banned off Amazon, but oh well. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I didn't realize it was a prequel to The Sinner's Duet, so it's another series I'm going to have to pick up because I really did enjoy it, and I'm excited to see where these characters go. I then realized that Madame by Sarah Kate was coming out. Now, if you've been here for a while, you probably know that I am a big Sarah Kate stan. I love the Salacious Players Club series. I had yet to read the last 2. Well, Highest Bidder and Madame. So when I saw Madame was coming out on the Thursday, on the Wednesday, I picked up Highest Bidder and read that in one day. And I gave that one 3 stars, and unfortunately, I gave The Dare 4 stars. I don't know if I said that. But yeah, so unfortunately gave Highest Bidder 3 stars. So this is a weird premise. So you've got Daisy, who finds out after her mum dies that she has been given like $1 million by this Ronan Cade person. So she investigates this person. They meet at the Salacious Players Club, but she doesn't tell him that he's given her $1 million. He doesn't know who she is at all. Turns out that he actually dated her mum for 3 months. So it's like a mum's ex-boyfriend, but they've never met. And I was expecting some QB Tyler sort of stuff happening, right? But no, they had never met. And Daisy didn't tell Ronan anything until the 3rd act broke up, when Ronan found out. So she was lying this whole time. Plus, I didn't feel any chemistry between Ronan or Daisy, and it just felt very unrealistic. And I understand it's a billionaire's book, but still just wasn't a big fan. And I feel like this is probably the weakest link out of all 6 Salacious Players Club series. But thankfully, Madame came out the next day, and I picked it up straight away, and it redeemed Highest Bidder. So Madame focuses on Eden, who is Madame Kink from the books. She shows up throughout the rest of the, throughout all 5 books, to be honest, because her and Ronan are besties. Her and this Clay character sort of had a dom-sub relationship. They sort of break up because Clay wants more, and Eden's I can't let anyone into my life sort of thing. So then Clay starts dating his boss's daughter, right? She finds out that Clay's kind of into this kinky sort of stuff. So then she meets up with Eden and goes, I want you to teach me so that I could pleasure him. Things ensue, and they become a throuple, and I love it so much. I think I see something happening here because Give Me More is a throuple and Madame is a throuple. Like, those are both like my favorite books of the series. So I don't know what's happening there. Then read The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. That's probably the first time I've said that title in one go perfectly. So, yummy. So this was for the Baby Chaos Book Club, hosted by Shani and Books. I gave this one 3 stars. I wasn't a big fan of like the white savior vibes I felt from it. And then the whole, like, the vampire wasn't really a vampire. He only really preyed on children, and it's supposed to be set in the 90s, but I was getting a lot of 50s vibes from it. I don't know if it's because it's set in the South, but it was like 1950s housewife. It was just weird. And like the kids were being kids, I get it. But like I just hated the husbands, and like one of the kids was like obsessed with Nazis, and I thought that was going to come into the book, but it didn't. So like, why were the Nazis? Like, 3 stars. I'm definitely going to try another Grady Hendrix and see if he can redeem himself, but right now he's just, I don't understand the hype. And I am so sorry, Aaron. Please don't unfriend me. I love you, please. I then read Whisper and Weapon by Lynette Noni. This is her dystopian duology set in Sydney, and I really enjoyed this premise. So you've got this girl who is just like a Jane Doe. She's in this like government facility, and she's not speaking. She's selective mutism pretty much. She's been getting like tested on, experimented on, until this new face comes along, and he just seems nice, and he wants to like try and help her without being mean. She finds out like there's a whole new world out there. She's not the only one that has these sort of powers. I gave this one 4 stars. I gave this one 5 stars. I don't think Lynette Noni could do any wrong, to be quite honest with you. They're just full of twists and turns that you do not see coming. I flew through these 2 books so quickly. I just didn't want to put them down. I'm very excited for the live show that is happening for Weapon this coming Sunday. The live show's probably already happened once, if you've seen this video though. So go back and watch it if you've read Weapon. But I really enjoyed these 2. I will be seeing Lynette Noni again at Supernova in Brisbane, and I'm going to tell her how much I love these 2 books and get her to sign Weapon, because she's only signed Whisper for me. Lynette Noni is definitely a favorite author, and I hope that she writes more. I'm very excited to finish off the Prison Healer trilogy. And then the Vampathon readathon happened, so the next 4 books I read for this readathon. First of all, I read The Graveyard Shift by Maria Lewis. So this is her most recent release, and I fell in love. So it's got like the 90s slasher vibes, but set in modern day Melbourne. You've got Tinsel Munro, who is the host of The Graveyard Shift, which is a like 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. radio spot. Anyway, because it's a late night radio show, it doesn't really get a lot of hits, but it becomes very popular once people find out that somebody was murdered live on air, and it goes from there. So Tinsel feels like she's got somebody coming after her because all these murders start happening and they're all kind of connected to her, and you've got this hot cop who helps her out, and they might start a relationship. Such a good book, and it gave me Scream vibes. Like, I love Scream, and like this was just like, it made me want to rewatch all the movies.
What's your favorite scary movie?
And I think it was like the best book to read in that Halloween season. Seriously, I don't know. I just really enjoyed this book. I'm going to go and grab my own copy because this is from the library. But I don't know, something about Maria Lewis. I said in my last video, she can just write such great characters. Like, you just feel like you're alongside with them while they're figuring out what the heck's going on. I hope other people pick it up off my recommendation if you like 90s slasher movies. And if you want to learn more about Melbourne, because I felt like this was a nice little like historical nod to Melbourne as well, like reading about all the different buildings that Tinsel loves. And yeah, I then read Garlic and the Vampire by Brie Paulson, which is a graphic novel about this cute little anxious bean, Garlic. So you find out like this witch has like personified some of her vegetables to help out with her garden. It was so cute, and I just loved the character growth that she had, and I'm very excited to pick up the sequel, which is called Garlic and the Witch. And then on my Halloween reading sprints, I listened to the rest of The Lost Girls by Sonia Hartel. This is a YA vampire story. It's kind of like if you mixed John Tucker Must Die with like Diary of Blood, if that makes sense. So you've got this one vampire, Elton, who's been picking up like these high school chicks and turning them every 30 years and like dropping the last one. And so the three exes band together to try and kill Elton, while the most recent ex kind of falls in love with the girl that Elton is courting at the moment. And it was just a fun read, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read more by this author. She has some like paranormal romances on KU where the magic like makes them horny. So that sounds intriguing. So I'm gonna go pick it up.
Hashtag gross.
And then last but not least, I finished Ring Shout by P. Jelly Carlock, which is a horror novel set in 1915 about the Ku Klux Klan. So yeah, you've got the Ku Klux Klan where some of them are like actual demons and some of them are like just joining, like people joining the demons. And you've got the main character, Maurice, who has kind of been like chosen champion to defeat the Ku Klux. So yeah, that is all the books that I read in October. Let me know down below what was your favorite book that you read in October. And if you got to the end of this video, put the knife emoji in the comments below for the graveyard shift, as it's a slasher. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.